All right, amplifier board and alignment. I got a little bit of time. Again, not sure why I share this with you because you just see it as one continuous video, but I got a little bit of time this afternoon so I can maybe get a jump on this. So first we have to get this apart. One thing I appreciate about the 1050 is the 1050, if I remember correctly, uses clips, I think, for the amplifier board, so it's a little bit easier to work with. This does not. So there aren't a lot of components to replace on the amp board. I've got, 2, 4, 6, 8 caps that I can see. I think I have 8 capacitors and 4 transistors. So not a whole lot, and I think, if I remember correctly, because I've had 850s, and I had an 850, I've worked on 850s. I may have worked on a 950, I don't remember. But anyway, I think we remove this heat sink, or I remove the screws for it, I should say, and then I'm going to remove, disconnect the thermistors here. Just loosen those up. Don't want to break those. That would not be good. And oh, forgot about these. Let's see. Because I think what I've done in the past is basically I've taken this and kind of flipped it over this way, but I am not sure. I think I can do that here still. I don't know. I'm going to remove this. And what I don't want to do with this is bend these wires too much to where they break, because they will break, just like on that tone board that I was working on. They will break for sure. And I think and one thing I'm going to check too, I'm going to see what the value of the trimmers are. I probably have some replacements, because it's a good idea to swap those out if I have some, which I probably do, but it just kind of depends on what they are. Alright, so this board it rests in little grooves. So that's holding that in. So what I need to do, I think, is maybe not. See, that'll come up like so. And then I can move this. I think then I can move that board out of the way. Boy, he sure doesn't want to move out of the way. What is going on? Oh, I had it. There we go. So I'm going to leave that there for now. So it's stuck on these little tiny supports there. All right, so here's where, you know what I may do? I should probably just remove the output transistors. That way I'm not bending these wires around too much. So I want to note the orientation of the outputs. We've got D427s. B557, B557, B557. All right. Okay. So this is going to be kind of boring. I'm just going to unscrew all of these outputs and get this heatsink out of the way, and it'll give us a little bit more room to work with here to work on this board. So I was trying to, sorry, this thing's kind of unbalanced there. I was trying to figure out if it's easier to push this board through to work on it or do it like this. And I've got really 6 caps on the bottom that I should be able to get out without a lot of trouble. From this side. So I think this will work. Yeah, I should have plenty of room. Well, not plenty of room, but I should have room. Because I think pushing this through, yeah, I don't, because we got wires coming from both sides, I don't think that's going to work. All right, so I'm going to get into changing the caps. The end is in sight. All right. Okay, so that's enough down. All right, I'm probably not going to be able to get a lot of this on camera. I'll have the camera running, but I'm going to be turning this around, and I'm not going to stoop over the bench just to try to keep everything in frame. So you may see some of it, you may not. I only edit. Or I only give you 20 seconds or 30 seconds when I'm speeding through stuff anyway. So you'll see whatever you see. Okay, the obligatory cap check here. What the heck? Let's see what we got. So these are 330s. That's 398. Here's another 330. 373. This is a 1. 1.4, another 1, 1.2, almost 1.3, and these two are 2.2s, 2.7, 2.8, then the last two are 33. So all I have left on this board, oh, that one's dead on at 33. 33.00. I don't think I've ever seen one exactly like this one too. 33.00. That's crazy. I don't recall ever seeing one that was exactly spot on. All right, so now the transistors. So these are two SA 726s. I'm going to be replacing them with KSA. Excuse me. 992s. So on to replacing the 4 transistors. Yeah, on to replacing the 4 transistors, and then we'll look at these trim pots. It looks like it's 100. I'm pretty sure I have trim pots. It's like 100, maybe a 10K. What does it say? Yeah, 10K and 100. I'll have to see if I have pots to put in there. But on to the transistors. In fact, I gotta go over here and grab them real quick. All right, everything was replaced. Unfortunately, the 100 ohm trimmers point facing down, and the other one's point facing up. That's just what I happen to have. So it's just how it's gonna be. Whoops! Oh man, straighten that one out a little bit. One of these got a little crooked on me. Not that it really matters, but. All right, so now I'm going to put this back together, and then, yep. So first I need to clean up. Well, you know, first let's just test the trim pots. Let's see where they were at. Sorry, I used two different types of multimeters all the time. So the 10 was actually 8.2, one of them. So 10K was 8.2K. Where's the other 10K? This 10K is 9K. This 100 is 100.8, just about spot on. Now that's going across though, right? So when I'm measuring these, I'm going across. So you can see this one's 100, but where you get into trouble is if you go right middle post to one of the ends and then you start to adjust it. See how it jumped up to like 350 there? These pots, see there it's 0.8K, 0.7K, right? So if this is supposed to be 100 ohms, but in some positions it's 800 ohms, right? Then that's bad. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up. I'm going to do this off camera. I'm going to clean up the heat sink, remount the transistors. And by clean up the heat sink, I'm going to remove this old thermal grease. I actually have, let me see if I have enough. I think I do. Maybe not. Yeah, I've got some. I'm going to use silicone pads. So I'm just going to clean these up, put the new ones back in, or put the old ones back in. It'll mount like that. And then, so the next segment, I'll have this all back together, and then I'll fire it up and cross my fingers and hope that I didn't screw anything up. Dang it. I cannot find this damn button on this thing. All right, so I have gone through the amplifier alignment procedures. Easier to do this on its side because I've got some trim pots with the adjuster this way and the other one this way, so it's easier to do it on its side. I'll flash up the alignment procedure, but right now I'm just monitoring the bias, and I've been monitoring the heatsink heat sink temp. And initially when I put those trim pots in, I was getting like 300 millivolts. It's supposed to be 20 per channel. As you can see here, it's at 19.2, 19.9. And again, it's about 7 or 8 minutes into the 10-minute warm up after you initially adjust it. So it's starting to level out now. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit longer. I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary with it, so it'll continue to warm up. And I still have some transistors to replace in the power supply, which I will do once those come in. But I had some extra time this week, so I thought I would jump on here and get it done. So anyway, I'm going to call the 950. Well, I'm not going to. I need to put it back together first. I'm comfortable with the alignment right now. Again, I'm going to let this run for a little bit, make sure this doesn't go crazy on me. And then what I'll do is I'll button everything up. I still need to clean the knobs, try to get those hit with some acetone to remove some of the whatever is on here, lacquer or whatever someone got on this stuff. So anyway, so next shot will be of the completed receiver, hopefully. Unless something pops up. If it does, I will let you know. But I'm just going to let this run and do one more adjustment. And then hopefully we will be good. All right, so here's the after. I'm actually getting ready to go and shoot the gear review or the stereo receiver review on this. So I have it unplugged and I was getting ready to carry it downstairs and I realized I never really closed the series on the repair of this Pioneer SX950 up. So I tried to work on the knobs a little bit, try to remove some more of the whatever's on this thing. I got to the point where it's no longer worth trying to get more of the splotchiness off of here. Whoever buys this, they can try to remove the remaining little bit of stuff that's on here. So anyway, I'm going to move the camera. I don't want to do too much shaky cam today, but so cabinet's all polished up. Face is probably as clean as, well, as it is as clean as I'm going to get it. Bias is set. DC offset is set. All the bad known transistors have been replaced. All the caps have been replaced except for the filter caps. I didn't touch FM because this thing is pulling in stations that normally I don't get in my garage as is. And they're pretty much dead on to where they should be. So I'm going to call it good in terms of FM. So I guess that does it for the Pioneer SX950. Like I said, I'm going to go and do the gear review on it now, which you'll see the gear review long before you see this. And it's different parts. But I think that's all I have on this. So as always, if you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.